In the shadow of Fuji-san, Mount Fuji is the historic Fuji Speedway, built in the 1960s and has been part of the Japanese racing firmament ever since. We head into qualifying and Hyperpole. Our two categories, LMGT3, the cars that look like road supercars, and Hypercar, the cars that look like somebody sat down and designed their dream car with a piece of paper and a pencil. They will go out separately.
Pit exit is open. This is the start of the LMGT3 qualifying session.
This is where the car's going to feel its best. From this point through to the end of the weekend, it's a very different story when it comes to race day, and a great opportunity for all of these drivers to give it everything, try and get themselves through, vitally, through to that Hyperpole session.
François Heriot there kicking up the dirt, and as you'll see on the timing tower on the left-hand side, the top 10 drivers go through to Hyperpole. So if you are anywhere below about 5th position, you are probably in trouble. And the top 10 at the moment are covered by 1.066 seconds. Board with Hiroshi Koizumi in the 80 TF Sport Car, 1500s up in the first sector, still 1600s up in the second sector. And into the closing stages. This is all first gear, second gear. Look at the gear quadrant indicator. You barely get into third, even in a hypercar, until you're in the final corner. Koizumi up from 12th to 6th, and that's bumped out one of the Lexus, the 87 car, and 78 is on the bubble. 55 Ferrari has gone to the top. Malikin looking like he's losing time, but you don't have to be fastest, you only have to be in the 10.
But the two Porsches, it looks at the moment like they are struggling. Let's see as they come up to they've done the final sector on that home straight to the timing line. What's it going to be this time around?
Yeah, timing line's a long way past. That's where it is, just before the second bridge, the start-finish line. No improvement.
Well, it's improved in time again, but not position. It's under a minute and a half. Is this too late for the Porsches? Hiroshi Koizumi, by the way, great lap again. 4th place now. Yep. So both Corvettes in the top 4 in this session. Remember, it's not about pole position, it's about Hyperpole. Who's not in there? Takeshi Kimura, the other local driver, is not in the top 10 at the moment. Here comes Malik, and he's not going to make it.
Checker flag is out.
This is the checkered flag.
Yeah. Unbelievable, wasn't it? Really, I mean, a car that's been, and he's been consistent, but consistently that second away from the fastest time and not making it through to that vital top 10.
And this is the first time that car has missed Hyperpole, and the 91 car, that missed Hyperpole in a couple of times. In fact, WRT are really struggling here. Both of their LMGT3 BMWs are struggling, and both of their Hypercar BMWs are struggling. United Autosports got both McLarens through into Hyperpole as well, so that's really strong performance from them. The Lamborghini of the Iron Dames did get through. Claudio Schiavone in the Iron Lynx Lamborghini did not. So the top 10 go through into not a 12-minute session, but a 10-minute session. 10 cars, 10 minutes, top 10 positions on the grid will be sorted out here.
Pit exit is open. Pit exit is open. This is the start of the LMGT3 Hyperpole qualifying session.
Sarah Bovey is the only 2-time pole sitter this season, so she will put herself out of reach of anybody else.
Here we go, riding on board, harder racing car with Ian James at the wheel through turn 4. It tightens a little bit in turn 5. You grab a bit of extra tarmac on the right-hand side, and he fights the car momentarily, calm it all down, or try to, before turn 6, one of the corners we looked at on the track map, of course, and you wind it out of that corner through turn 7 here, up and over the crest, full throttle, down the hill now through turn 8, straight line the braking for turn 10, bring the car over to the left-hand side, pinch this corner turn 10 on the exit to maximise this corner here, turn 11, straight line over the curb, in turn 12, up the hill, through turn 13, feed the car in, keep a check on what the rear tyres are doing as you pick up the throttle, and then you continue to climb through this left-hander into the penultimate corner. And look at this for a tricky corner. Off camber on the exit, the car wants to fall away from you. Don't let it, keep it in check. Through that final corner you go, and onto the main straight.
3/10 up in Sector 2. Sector 3 is the life sapper. It just destroys you and your tyres, but this should put him top of the pile to start with. 1:41.397 was his previous lap. He's got a purple in Sector 2. The fastest Sector 1 is Arnaud Robin, who is actually the slowest of the warm-up laps. And Ian James doesn't improve on the time set by James Cottingham, who is 0.08 of a second quicker. Here's Josh Cahill in the second of the United McLarens, and he goes to the top of the pile. Our first poleman ever in LMGT3 in the World Endurance Championship. And they don't race LMGT3 ever, so he's history's first LMGT3 poleman. Claimed that in Qatar. This would be a great place for Corvette to take a second pole. Bovey across the line, goes up to fourth. Erriot takes pole for the moment. Last chance for 77 coming across the line. Ryan Hardwick doesn't get it, but that is very likely with 30 seconds remaining, unless somebody's got a Hail Mary. That is very likely to be Ferrari's first pole of the season. Francois Erriot, who follows her across the line, shadowing her all the way, who takes a major milestone for Ferrari. Well, here we go. This is the way that Hyperpole finished. First pole for Vista AF Corsa, the number 55 Ferrari, ahead of the 81 TF Sport Corvette. Row 2, United Autosports 95 McLaren and the Iron Dames 85 Lamborghini. United Autosports in row 3 as well. Cars getting ready to head out into qualifying in Hypercar.
I have a track temp of 40, but that's when it was sunny, so that would be equal to FP3. Now it's clouded over a little bit. I think it's probably a couple degrees lower. At the moment, actually, the wind is the opposite direction to all sessions so far.
Pit exit is open. This is the Hypercar qualifying session.
Qualifying for Hypercars gets underway here at Fuji Speedway for round 7 of 8 of the FIA World Endurance Championship. 12 minutes. 18 cars on track, and when the checkered flag comes out, only the fastest 10 progress to Hyperpole. So it is all about getting in that top 10, not necessarily setting the outright fastest lap. Flying lap from Kevin Esch, Matt Campbell on a push lap as well in the Porsches. Campbell the only 2-time pole sitter so far. Esther at the top of the pile. And Ryo Hirakawa and Kamui Kobayashi both looking at least as quick in their Toyotas.
Now into the 129 Fuoco, the number 50 Ferrari as well. He goes fourth.
Well, both Ferraris, 50 and 51, have had a pole position this season. The number 6 Porsche has had 2. Cadillac have come close twice and started on the front row in the last 4 races, but Alex Lynn is not in the window at the moment. Now he is third fastest, and Julian Andlauer in this car, the 99 Proton Porsche. This is going to put him very firmly into the top 10. And that is good enough to put him second.
And Danny Kvyat improving, as we see on screen here, in the second sector.
And Alex Lynn looking sharp again in the Cadillac. That car really seems to work nicely in qualifying. They just missed out on pole in Cota, but this looks like another lap to keep him in that top 10. And Graham, you have to keep improving because the ball is moving the whole time.
Yeah, Lynn goes to the top with a 129.090. Excellent lap from Alex Lynn there.
Danny Kvyat really fighting the Lamborghini just before this corner, and then turn 15 all gets away from him and he goes off the circuit. So you want to minimize mistakes like that. He's currently in 10th position. He's going to need more though, because others are improving behind him.
The number 20 BMW has pulled itself up from the back of the pack, but missed the top 10 by 3 thousandths of a second.
And is it going to be enough for Robert Kubica as he exits the final corner? He's half a second out. It's a personal best for him in both the first two sectors, but I don't think it's going to be enough, guys.
Unless you're within half a second at the end of Sector 2, you're not getting there, are you? Because 6,300's back, 7,300's back, not enough. They've pitted Kamui Kobayashi. The gamble is that none of the 8 remaining cars that are outside the top 10, 7 would have to improve by more than half a second to push the Toyota out. So that's a pretty fair bet.
So this is a very important lap here for Antonio Giovinazzi. He was mighty in qualifying in Cota, but is it going to be enough here as he tackles the middle sector? He's within a shout here in P12 at the moment, just 2.5 tenths away in that second sector. There's no more he could have done from what I saw.
He only needs to be 700ths quicker than his previous best, and he's in the top 10. And as he comes to the line, it's a long wait. He crosses the line. Is it enough? It is not enough.
Checker flag is out.
83 does not improve. That's it. There's not much left in the tyres, is there? Is Giovinazzi going to make the top 10? Very close indeed. And actually their sister car, number 50, who are championship contenders, could do with this car being near them. It's not enough. Again, the Cadillac Racing team will hope. They have been so close to being on pole position almost everywhere this season. They go through, the top 10 go through. So out are the number 20 BMW, 51 and 83 Ferraris, both Peugeots, both Hertz Team Jota cars, and the 36 Alpine, and the sister car 35 did get through. But this is the car that was quickest. Alex Lynn. Hyperpole is underway in Fuji for Hypercar. 10 cars, 10 minutes and counting, and a chance to claim the glory of starting on pole position.
Okay, can we target temp in turn 1 will be then 65 this lap. Target temp for turn 1, 65.
Yeah, 63 now, 63 now, 63, so should be okay.
Copy, Kamui, we are on target. And tire 1.
The absolute golden ticket for Kobayashi's side of the garage there in Toyota.
And with Ryo Hirakawa in the other car, Toyota Gazoo Racing giving themselves the best shot at a Japanese driver in a Japanese car.
Alex Lynn is pushing as we ride on board here with the Cadillac, but he's only 6 tenths down by that second sector. Winds it through the penultimate corner. Well, you can see the bottom of the screen, fastest sector of all, 1.5 tenths up on Kamui's fastest lap, and lost a bit of time there. He's down by the middle sector. That's just popped up as we now look at car number 6. This is Estra through turn 15, championship leader, of course.
Alex Lynn comes through second quickest, 1:30.2, but that's 1.2 seconds away from Kamui Kobayashi.
Right, I'm not wondering what's happening with the Cadillac or what's happening with the Porsche. Where's Ryo Hirakawa in the other Toyota?
There he is.
Coming across, Campbell coming across the line.
Hirakawa, bottom right of your screen. He's up as well.
Estra goes second, but Hirakawa has taken an extra lap to bring that heat into the Toyota. So we can compare directly as he goes top of the pile where the two Toyota strategies play out.
So 1:28.942 for Ryo Hirakawa to give a Toyota 1-2 Ant.
What about Charles Lacey in the Alpine? This is very close, isn't it? 2,100, look, 2 thousandths off third.
What's it going to be as Lynn comes up to the line, though? It's pole for now!
For now. Dries Vanthoor just went up from 9th to 3rd, and Alex Lynn 10th to 2nd. It's down to the two Toyota drivers. Who has got what left?
I don't think it's going to be
sector 1 for Dries Vanthoor, fastest of all.
I don't think it's going to be enough for Hirakawa here. He dropped too much in that second sector. What's it, the third sector going to be? It's almost 4 tenths away, so not enough for him. But Alex Lynn, what a phenomenal lap in that number 2 caddy. It's not over yet.
Dries Vanthoor could join the caddy on the front row at the moment. It's only 41 thousandths first to second. 41 thousandths of a second, that's insane.
Checker flag is out. Checker flag is out.
Can he split the Toyotas? Number 7's already pitted. Kamui Kobayashi had used all his rubber. Dries Vanthoor, where does he come across the line? He is in third place. He does split the Toyotas. Half a second back as he got to the turn 12, a 10-turn hairpin.
They know it. They know it. What a lap. What a performance. I bumped into Alex Lynn on the first day when we were here.
And finally, here in Japan, they pushed Toyota off pole and claim their first pole of the World Endurance Championship.
It feels so good. Honestly, we've tried so hard all year. I have to say this car is amazing on one lap. Massive congrats to Cadillac. This, you would have loved it driving it on low fuel. It's a really, really lovely car. And I just wanted to give the team a pole position this year, and we came so close so many times. And yeah, so proud to have finally done it.